Miriam Williamson, how are you? And welcome to Candos. Tell us the story.
I'm very well, thank you. I'll tell you a story. Okay, I was born in Candos. My family had been here for a couple of generations. I was born in Ralston Hospital. My family is still here at Russell Road at the base of Rocky Mountain. So we're a bit like the Waltons, had a quite long relationship with the mountain. I'm one of 7 kids. My parents had 2 lovely children, a son and a daughter, and then the Dominican nuns came to Candos and converted my mother into Catholicism, and there were 5 babies born 18 months apart, of which I'm one. So I'm 6 of 7. So we can probably thank the Dominican nuns for my being here today. And my work for Cementa is right next to the old mission school on the plateau near Margot's house. That work references the original dwelling that my grandfather built in 1923 during the Great Depression. He came from Hill End across to Candos to work in the mines, and this was pre the cement works. And it was a hut made of hessian bags and branches from Rocky Mountain, trees that were cut down there, and corrugated iron. And at that time, a bit like now, lots of people were fleeing from the high cost of housing in Sydney and coming to the bush and setting up these temporary structures to kind of ride out the Great Depression. In the Gardens of Stone, you can still see, you'll be walking through the bush, you'll see these big sheets of corrugated iron, and that's actually part of the original roofing of these places. There was one between here and Ralston, and it was a township, or a temporary township, of these bag huts, and it was known as Criminal Hill, because whatever went wrong in town, the people at the hill were blamed for it, a bit like a gypsy camp. And the cement works opened, and my Uncle Bill, who still lives in this town today, 93 years of age, was telling me that from the air, from up at Rocky, you could see a circle, an almost like wagon wheel circle, from the pathways that people walked from the various temporary bag hut dwellings into their work at the cement works. So that's basically the sort of historical and familial connection to my work. Candos, the town itself, if I could take you back in time to the late 60s, early 70s, you wouldn't recognise it. It was a filthy little town. It was covered in grey dust, cement dust, even the trees. So everybody's roof was the same colour, this soft velvety grey, and when it rained, we could sit on our front veranda and just watch roofs appear, a red roof, a green roof, a blue roof, a terracotta roof, all of a sudden, you know, with this grey sludge dripping off it from the gutters. And the trees would change colour. They would suddenly go from what I thought were very pale grey gums into quite nice green trees. And so I just wish I could sort of cover the town in dust one day so people got a bit of an idea of
wow,
dirty old town.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Miriam.
Okay.
And lovely talking to you.
And to you, Fleur.